Greetings, being. It's nice to see you again. Sorry about last week. I said it was a technical difficulty, but I actually had house guests unexpectedly and no space to do this. So that's what that week off was all about. Anyway, this week I want to talk about it's sort of a review, but it's through the lens of the concept, some things that you/we can do whenever something's kind of going on, when we're finding ourselves in the thick of something, when there's something in our reality that is not so much to our liking, and we're just a little, it's more than the usual amount, and it's kind of slowing us down. So, of course, I think you know that usually the first question I like to ask in any situation is, what does it mean to me? What does it mean to me that I'm in this situation? So the answer to that question, and it usually doesn't just come like that, but the answer or answers are really beliefs, right? So we want to look, before anything really goes on, here I am in this mess, in this situation, I really want to be sure that I'm clear about what I believe this is all about. Beliefs matter because they create our experiences. So what belief am I signing up for? What experience am I signing up for as a result of the situation I'm in? And am I sure I want to do that? You know, so for example, somebody loses their job and immediately they start thinking they're a loser. I'm a loser. That's what it means to this person, or it's one of the things that it means. Well, is that the experience that you want to carry forth and have? So the first thing is just checking in. What does it mean to me? In other words, looking for the beliefs that you're forming about the situation and having the opportunity to review right on the spot and, of course, change them. It means I'm in a transition. It doesn't have to mean I'm a loser, right? So we're always looking for a higher frequency thought and an experience that we would prefer to have. Another thing to do in this situation, of course, is to simply be present. Be present. So oftentimes when we're in these kinds of situations, there are a lot of emotions and feelings churning up. What we want to do with those, as you know, is just simply be with them. So when we can get to the point where we are present with our feelings and not judging them in any way, they just are. I feel like shit. I feel happy. Well, that probably wouldn't be in this case. I feel sad, lonely, depressed. Feel those feelings if that's what's there. This is where we do that bit of a dance between simply feeling them and then not judging them, not making them mean anything. So there's the situation, and what does that mean to me? But then there are these feelings I'm having. What does it mean that I'm having these feelings? Stop all that. Simply being present with them without judgment is also a way to be compassionate with yourself, just to simply be with yourself, absent any of that stuff. There's also, of course, the whole idea of we are here for a reason, right? So this is where we start to, maybe we've gotten used to the situation a little bit, we've accepted it, we're making sure that we're not believing things that we don't want to sign up for. And yet, we're still here. So, if I remember that I'm here for a reason and I look at the situation through that lens, then I start to look for what those reasons are. Who do I have to be? What muscle do I have to grow or develop here in order to navigate to peace? So, once you decide on that and find one of those things, or two or three of those things, for example, courage. Wow. I'm going to really have to, in the face of everything that's going on with this job loss, really muster some courage here. Well, that's fantastic, because as soon as you know a reason or a number of reasons why you're in this situation, then you've got a project to work on. Then this whole thing isn't about what we think it's about. It's not about losing a job. It's about an opportunity to grow my courage muscle. Does that make sense? I think it does. And so we're always going to look in that area for the projects, for this is really what it is to take the perspective of the being, the perspective of the soul, and to say that things are not only and always just what they seem to be in our everyday 3D world, right? So finally, again, working with the concepts, here I am in this reality, I've lost my job, I have all these feelings, all these doubts and worries and concerns and anxieties, and I'm kind of powering through. I'm not going to make it mean that I'm a loser, and I'm just going to be present with my feelings of fear and doubt. I am going to not judge any of it and simply be with it. And now I know that really one of the reasons I'm here is to grow my courage muscle, and that feels right to me. It's not so easy, and I've always kind of thought this was something I need to do, and so that's one of my projects anyway. And then finally, where do I want to go from here? I'm sitting in a reality that is not so much to my liking. What would I prefer? So now we're engaging law of attraction in a conscious manner, and of course we go through the process then. So perhaps in this particular scenario, the intention and desire is for a brand new, happy, fun, well-paying job. How much of my time in the here and now, with everything else that's going on, am I willing to spend creating that other reality? Law of attraction's always on. So it's never too soon. Sometimes you can't do it all at once, but as soon as you get some of these other things settled, then creating the preference, the reality that you would expect and intend and desire to live in, you start doing, like we all know, here and now today. So again, engaging law of attraction, which is all about intention and beliefs. So that's all you do when you're in some sort of a crisis moment. Not so hard, huh? Anyway, I know this was sort of a review. Well, everything kind of is, right? But specifically for when you're kind of in a fix. So that's it for today. It's springtime. I'm still here in New York City, and I haven't experienced spring in the city for 20-something years. It's fantastic. I mean, literally, there's a tree that's brown, has nothing going on, and you go out, and you come back 3 hours later, and it's in full bloom. That's kind of what's been going on the last few days. So, that's what I have for you. Happy trails, as always, and look forward to being with you soon.